Thank you, sir. Hello, everybody out there in the internet land. I am here for another installment of Irish Night of Blue live stream concert series. I'm here with the inimitable Mr. Kevin Burke to my left and probably your left too, or depending on where your screen is arranged. How you doing, Kevin? It's great to see you.
Pretty good, thank you very much. Great to be here, even though I'm not actually there, but you know how it is.
Yep, virtually here.
Virtually
Unfortunately,
here, yeah.
it looks like YouTube is not working. And of course, this happens on the night when you're here, and not on the nights when all the other local people are here. But I don't know what's going on. So we may not be streaming on YouTube. It did it the same way as always, but it's telling me an error occurred and to try again later, which doesn't work very well for live streams.
That's good. Live, try again later.
Yeah, I saw some other comments quickly on Facebook too about other people having YouTube problems. So I think it's a YouTube issue. I'll see if I can work on it throughout the show, but I may not be able to start it unless I stop this one. So I think we're just gonna go forward with Facebook if that's okay right
Okay.
now.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you all.
All right.
I'm.
Well, hello everybody. Hope some folks are joining. It looks like we got a few already, a bunch. I'm sure this is going to be a record turnout tonight. Very happy to have Mr. Kevin Burke from the other Portland on the left coast joining us. His adopted home of many, many years, and Kevin is synonymous with Irish music. He was the guy when I first started off in the, I guess, playing Irish music in the early '90s or so. Everybody used Kevin's book to learn tunes. We all knew Saddle the Pony and The Maid Behind the Bar and all those tunes from your first fiddle book there. And of course,
Oh, don't blame me. Don't blame me.
it was great at the time. We had to start somewhere, right? And those were great choices. Of course, the Bothy Band and Patrick Street and all the other Irvine Brady and all the other great projects along the way. Open House, I miss a lot. I love the Open House, and all the other solo albums and duo albums and stuff. So it's great and a great honor and a privilege to have you with us tonight, Mr. Burke. As always, great to join you.
The
Um,
privilege is all mine. Thanks for having me.
Kevin is no stranger to Portland, Maine either. He's been many times. We've had him come play at Blue several times and one Longfellow Square before that, and the Center for Cultural Exchange and other places in town. So, big Maine following, and we hope they're all online tonight watching. Um, we're going to talk a little bit later, but if you're ready, you could take it away, sir.
All right.
All right, it's all you.
Well, I thought I might start with a couple of jigs, ease our way into the evening. Two well-known tunes. One's called Morrison's. The other one's called The Pipe on the Hob. And I recorded these not too long ago uh, over in County Sligo. I did a CD over there called Made in Sligo. No, called Sligo Made, because I made it in Sligo. And those of you familiar with the tune The Sligo Maid might realise that's a very amusing pun that I used for the title of the CD. So I was very proud of myself. I have to admit, I didn't think of it myself, but I did use it. So here we go with a couple of jigs. Hope you enjoy them. See you all in a few minutes. So there we go with two old jigs, Morrison's and the pipe on the hub. And as I mentioned, I recorded them on a CD called Sligo Made, and on that particular track, I was joined by the great John Carty, good friend of mine, great fiddle player living over there. And John and his son, by the way, have just come out with a really great new CD called The Wavy Bow, which I would recommend very, very highly if you can get hold of it these days. It's quite new, but I'm sure some of your local outlets would have it, and it's probably available through the usual internet sources. What to play now? You know, the luxury of these intimate internet concerts is that I'm sitting here in my home and I don't feel any kind of pressure to come up with a scintillating set list, so I just have to rely on whatever's in my head at the time. So maybe we'll try a couple of polkas. There's a great accordion player from Cork called Con O'Driscoll, Con Fada he's often known as, which means long con. And these first couple of tunes I learnt from him. And then the third one I think I got from Jackie Daly. And by the way, if you're wondering what this white thing is, it's not a new device for holding the fiddle or anything like that. It's I had to go and meet a doctor this afternoon for a medical procedure, and he took a few slices out of me and then bandaged me up. So that's what you're seeing there. It looks a bit like a priest's collar that's gone crooked, but that's all it is, I'm afraid, is a bandage. So here we go with the couple of polkas from Con O'Driscoll. polkas there from Slívlúchra. Hope you enjoyed them. I'm not able to see any comments you might have, I'm afraid, but don't let that put you off. If there's anything of note that comes in, I'm sure Tom will relay it to me. And if you have any requests, civil requests, feel free. And again, Tom can relay them to me. I had a few earlier today before we started, and one of them was to play a hornpipe I recorded a while back with some classical musicians. We set up a string quartet, and I was playing the lead, the melody, much as I normally would, and the viola, cello, and second violin. We wrote out, myself and a guy called Cal Scott, wrote out some music for them to play, and they accompanied me on a few sets of tunes. And one of them was this hornpipe called Kitty O'Shea, or Kitty O'Neill. I always get confused. When I heard it first, I was told it was called Kitty O'Shea, which kind of triggered my imagination, because Kitty O'Shea was a famous figure in Irish history. She had an affair with the famous politician, which resulted in a bit of a scandal, and the scandal resulted in the politician having to give up his career. So I thought it was great. They lived together happily ever after, apparently. So I thought it was great that someone wrote this tune in honour of a happy and successful love affair and the demise of a politician's career. But then I found out it wasn't named after Kitty O'Shea at all. It was named after a woman called Kitty O'Neill, who was a dancer in New York. And the tune was published under the title Kitty O'Neill's Championship Jig, even though it's actually a hornpipe, which only goes to show you can't believe everything you read. So there. Anyhow, Cal Scott and I recorded this on a CD called Sweet, S-U-I-T-E, Sweet. And it goes a little bit like this, if not exactly like this. So there we go with Cihionail. Hope you enjoyed that. Maybe we should try a couple of reels now. A few classics. Boys of the Loch, Crowley's Reel, and a version of The Wind That Shakes the Barley. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much. Just have a little refresher. One of the tunes that I was asked to play earlier today was a Yiddish piece of music that I recorded with the open house. Tom earlier mentioned the band Open House. We used to play lots of different kinds of music, a kind of an international repertoire. And one of the tunes that ended up as part of our regular set list was this Yiddish piece that I first heard in Finland. It's a kind of a tune called a Freilich, and I was told by the Finnish musicians who I first heard playing it that it probably came from Russia or perhaps Estonia. Made its way over to Finland from there. And they didn't have a title for it except that they knew it was kind of a tune called a Freilich. And then a couple of years later, I found out from a friend who had a collection of Yiddish music that it often goes under the title Itzikel. And Itzikel apparently is a version of the name Isaac, a diminutive of the name Isaac. It's short for Isaac, even though it's actually longer than Isaac. But a lovely piece of music, and it goes like this. Hey, Tom, how are you
Yeah.
doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, very good.
Are you
Fancy
having
seeing you here.
fun? I'm always there in the background, Kevin. Just over your shoulder.
Yeah.
So I think you broke the internet. Congratulations.
No.
Uh, well
Yeah,
broadcast now. You
it's slightly odd. I'm looking at myself on this screen, which I'm not used to doing,
it's very
and
weird.
there's no one out there except Faith is telling me the whole world is out there. Whether
Well,
they're paying any attention to me or not is another story, but at least I know the world is out there.
YouTube is down for the count across the board. I guess it's not our issue. It's everybody on YouTube is down right now. But
Ah,
you are still breaking records for Irish Night live stream attendance on Facebook. So there are a lot of people out there making comments and listening in. It was a good crowd, nice
all
crowd.
right, that's great.
A lot
Thanks,
of your
Tom.
old friends. There's a bit of a Green Linnet reunion party going on. A bunch of my family members that showed up, which is unusual, but that's nice.
Oh, right.
Uh, you old people you know for sure. You got a request for some Ed Reevy earlier in the night. Um, that was the only one I remember, so I'm not going to
Okay.
speak on any other ones. But I think what did Crawford say? He had a good comment you might want to hear. Something about was Crowley's for your old pal Flypaper Crowley.
Oh, good man, Kevin.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's a personal joke. So
Yeah, I used to play in a soccer team called Mount Gargle FC. This was in London, but it was mainly Irish guys, and our goalkeeper was a guy called Pat Crowley, and his nickname was Flypaper Crowley, because everything stuck to him.
that's awesome. I guess Mr. Crawford's heard that story before. Well,
Yeah, one of the matches was written up in the local newspaper, and it said Mount Gargle FC were defeated 4-1 on the field of play, but they won 13 songs to 2 at the sing song in the pub afterwards.
I've been on teams like that. Lose the match, but win the drinking contest later. Priorities.
You mentioned Green Linnet. You mentioned Green Linnet. Since I left Green Linnet, I became my own record company, which is called Loftus Music. And when this pandemic started, all the concerts were cancelled, all the tours were cancelled. I didn't know what to do with myself, but I thought Loftus Music has put out 10 CDs since it started. So this might be time for a compilation. So I put together a compilation CD called Travels with Loftus Music. Because
Nice.
it's got a kind of an international flavour. And because of the pandemic, I know travelling is kind of awkward these days. So you can travel around the world with this CD if you like.
That's clever advertising
There's
there.
the Celtic Fiddle Festival is on there, and Patrick Street is on there, and Cal Scott, who I mentioned earlier. A few tracks from there's one or two tracks from all the Loftus Music CDs. So,
And there you have it, folks. The art of the plug with Mr. Kevin Burke,
oh yeah, plug.
who's probably the best at it, but also has worthy merchandise to hawk for you. So I wish we could put links in for all that stuff, but there are links for his website in the main body of the text on Facebook, on YouTube too. But nobody seems to be there watching the blank, empty space. So, but you could find your way to his website, and I'm sure you could purchase these things. Help Kevin out in the interim period where all these musicians that we have on here are having a hard time getting gigs. It's harder on some than others, but it's been hard on all of us not being able to play. The sessions are all gone, and most of the gigs have dried up except for these online gigs. So we're very happy to have Kevin here join us on ours, and we hope that you guys will come and see the rest of them and join other people's live streams. There's a lot of that going on out there, and when you do, the best way you could show your support to these artists and tell them that you love them and appreciate their playing is by giving them money. So to that effect, I've put the link in many times for Kevin's PayPal account. I'm going to do it again right now because there's so many people making comments. It keeps streaming by. So I'm going to refresh it again and a few more times throughout the night. We have a PayPal link in there. Show your love, show your appreciation with cold, hard cash. It takes a couple seconds, folks, and you won't regret it. You give money to an Irish musician, it pays forever. It just keeps on.
Love is money.
I'm sure he'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate it too. And there's also links in there, which I'll post again in a little while, for the venue, Blue. A lot of you folks are watching from all over the world tonight, it looks like, and from out of town at least. But normally this event, it comes from Irish Night at Blue, which is held every Wednesday night in a little club in downtown Portland, Maine called Blue. It's been going on for nearly 15 years, or up until the COVID's hit. Anyway, and it's a great little venue. They have live music there almost every night of the week. It's different genres from serious hard jazz to rock and blues and singer-songwriters and comedy and avant-garde stuff, and probably the only place in town that's really doing anything of note in the traditional world, traditional music world. So it's a great place to support. If you can throw a few extra bucks their way, we'd appreciate it. That supports Blue and Irish Night, and we would really appreciate that. But please, first and foremost, visit Kevin's PayPal page there and show him how much you love him in the monetary format. And if you're joining tonight and you're having a hard time and you're stretched and you can't afford to join, then we're happy to have you anyway, and we hope you enjoy the show. Everybody's welcome here. But we do like it if you pay too, so... George Keith. So it pays forever like herpes. Yes, exactly, George. So we had some things we were going to talk about, but there's a lot of people watching, and I think I've talked enough. So unless you have anything insightful, how are the things going in Portland? I wanted to ask you that the other day. Is things settled down there, or is it still kind of a madhouse?
I really don't know. The madhouse part of it is in a very small area downtown, which of course I've been avoiding for the last 6 months, and it hasn't spilled over to our area. So I don't know, if it wasn't for the TV, I wouldn't know there was anything going on downtown. That, like, the neighbours aren't talking about it, and there's no evidence of it except when I watch the TV.
Well, best case.
And I don't do that very often. I'm getting wise. It's taken me 70 years. My dad, I remember, was telling me when I was small, get rid of that TV. It's no use for you. And about 60 years later, the pennies started to drop.
I'm still waiting.
I'm a slow learner.
I'm still waiting to hear that message. It's been told to me plenty of times, but it's not going to be this year. But I hope I get there soon.
Anyone who's ever been in a band with me will know I'm a slow learner. It's just another piece of evidence. But the website for the CDs I mentioned is kevinburke.com.
That's pretty easy.
It should be easy to remember. And I should also mention I put out another book recently called The Solo Albums, which is there's transcriptions of If the Cat Fits in its entirety, with the bowing marks.
Oh, with the bowing and all the ornamentation in there and everything?
And there's a few other CDs written out as well. Not we didn't do all the tunes in the other CDs because there was some duplication, but most of them are there.
That's fantastic. That would be a great thing to have for any fiddle player learning trying to get in.
It doesn't. It's called the solo albums, but it gives the wrong impression. It doesn't come with any CDs. You have to buy the CDs separate. It's just a book.
It could be your joke on whoever buys it.
Yeah.
Just put the website to buy the CD in the back of the book, and then you're all set. It's going to pay twice.
Well, a lot of people seem to be enjoying it. The response has been great so far. So yeah, should probably play a few tunes. Do you think?
Yeah, let's get back to the music. Okay, everybody, strap yourselves in. Be nice to each other. Listen to Kevin Burke. Take it away, Kev.
All right. Well, since Mr. Kevin Crawford seems to be tuning in, I'll play a couple of tunes for Kevin. Hope you're doing well and all your buddies. So here's a few slides for you. mentioned Cal Scott earlier a couple of times, so and he's living here in Portland too. So maybe it's only fitting to play a tune from Portland, written by Cal. This is a waltz called Stella's Waltz, and the story about this tune is that he had a dream one night, and in the dream he was a little boy, and his aunt or great aunt, I can't remember, elderly aunt, was teaching him how to dance the waltz. Now her name was Stella, and the funny thing about that dream is that when Stella was alive, because of her religious beliefs, she was very anti-dancing. So Cal was very amused how she came to him in the dream to teach him how to dance the waltz. And he celebrated that dream with a tune called Stella's Waltz. You enjoyed that, waltzing round the kitchen, courtesy of Cal Scott and his great aunt Stella. So maybe a couple of jigs now. I was asked a bunch of different requests, so I've strung a few of them together, and funnily enough, they're all tunes that I haven't played for a long time, really. One's called The Orphan, one's called The Rolling Waves, and one's called The Woman of the House. So we'll see how that works. Okay. nice to revisit those tunes after a long time. So maybe a couple of jigs now. Oh, I just played some jigs there, didn't I? Oh, how are you, Tom? You're back again.
I'm back again. I thought you were getting ready to sign off there, so I came back. But I'll go away. You want to play a couple more?
Well, I can sign off if I'm about to overstay my welcome.
No, not at all. You want to give us a last one, or you could do a couple more.
Yeah. I forgot, for you East Coasters, it's a lot later than.
We're not in any hurry to leave. Give us a couple more if you like. Whatever you like. I'm going away.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll finish up with a set of reels. But of course, before I play them, I want to say thanks very much to you, Tom, for setting all this up.
My pleasure.
And thanks to the people at Blue for sponsoring the whole thing. And thanks to all you people for tuning in and spending your leisure time listening to an old man scraping away a few fiddle tunes. Will it ever get old? I don't know. So thanks very much, everybody. And I'd also like to thank YouTube for showing us that we don't really need them. And I have a question. Once we sign off here, is it all finished, or can people go back and look at it again?
Yeah.
Or tune in for the first time some other way?
It's easier, unfortunately, to watch them the old videos on YouTube, but it'll be floating around on Facebook. People can share it, and you can always find it on my page. So that's, unfortunately, it's not on the Irish Night page. Just a weird thing that Zoom does. Okay. So it's on the page.
Maybe you could send me a link.
Oh yeah.
I know I have some friends in Ireland who would like to see it, but of course they're fast asleep now. They're old as well. They need their sleep. You know.
I'll figure out a link and I'll send it to you after this, Kevin.
That'd be great. Yeah. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thanks a million. I'll leave you with these few tunes. Hope you enjoy them. And thanks again to Mr. Tom Rota for setting everything up. And thanks to Kevin Crawford for watching. Thanks a million. Have a great night. See you again.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Thanks to everybody out there for watching. YouTube was working towards the end, so folks on YouTube, thanks for joining us in the end. It was YouTube's fault and not mine. We'll see you again next week. We have Jefferson Hamer of the Murphy Beds coming to sing some songs for you all. It's going to be a nice one.
Great guys, great guy. I love those fellas.
I wish we had both. We get one, but that's good. You know, we were kind of low. Anyway. We blew our whole budget on Kevin Burke. So.
Oh, well done.
All right. Remember, everybody, be nice to each other out there. Be kind, and we'll all get through this weird time together with some good vibes and some lovely Irish music. Thanks again to Mr. Kevin Burke. Everybody have a good evening.